right? And so, man, we couldn't think of a better person to learn from because you've been through that path. You've paved the way. We'd love to hear from you, Coach. Let it rip. This is like a locker room, so let us have it, Coach. With that being said, y'all give it up for the incredible Circle of Champion, Senior National Sales Director, Mr. Jon Lavin. Let's go.
Let's go.
Wow. 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 Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, we're getting, I see.
Yes, sir, we're good.
Yes, you can. All of you that are Zoom ready, we're letting me know that. Very good. Some of you are not Zoom ready. You got to work on that. You know, Zoom ready is like the new language in Primerica. Some of you are always on camera, ready to go, front and center, good lighting, right? Some of you have lighting in the background, can't see your face, right? That's not, you're not going to do anything well with that. Some of you are off camera, don't know what you're doing.
Hi, can I please have a plain toasted bagel with cream cheese?
Sure.
And a medium coffee.
Hey, John, you're still unmuted. You're unmuted right now.
There we go. All right,
there we go.
I got put into the mute all section.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So, yeah, so guys, first off, what a privilege. Man, the Ortiz family, you guys are unbelievable. I'm so excited and so happy for you guys. It doesn't seem that long ago. I was with Ed and Yvonne. I don't think Eric and Jason, you were even like in the business. They had just gotten back from, I guess, Spain. They were in Tampa, had moved to Tampa, and I was down there. I was down doing something with Dick, and I came over to the office, and it was like, I think there was like 10 people, 15 people. They were just getting things going and had done it before, and now we're back doing it again, you know? And when you do it, that not only had they done it before, they'd done it twice. They did it in Atlanta, in Spain, and then came back and built it again in Tampa. And that's kind of been my experiences. I've built it 4 times now from scratch, really. And you guys got to know that once you can build it once, you can build it however often you want, because it's just about starting back up the fundamentals and the basics that you mastered. So that's the great thing about our business, is at any minute, whether you're the newest person on here or you've been here forever, you can turn it on. Now, most people that have been here forever that aren't doing anything aren't ever going to do anything. Most of you are not, okay? And the reason you're not is your head is screwed up. You're nasty to yourself, you're mean to yourself, and your inner dialogue won't permit you to change, all right? And so I want to challenge any of you that are stuck. You got to go into massive personal growth mode. Massive personal growth. You got to reprogram your brain right now, okay? And the great news is you could do that. That's doable. Everything's doable. There are no excuses for us right now in Primerica. We're essential workers, meaning we can go work no matter what happens with COVID-19, we can work. We can work anywhere we want. People keep going, this is a home-based business. This is not a home-based business. This is an anywhere business. It's an anywhere business. Anywhere. Home, office, Starbucks, doesn't matter. It's an anywhere business. You can do this anywhere. That's pretty amazing. You can do this in any state. It's an any state business. There are no borders. So instead of looking for getting somebody started and they're not from the area, now it doesn't like, oh, you're not from the area? We don't even need to ask that. What area are you from? Let's go there. You know, let's start Zooming. So there's no borders for insurance, investments, or recruiting. You can work anywhere. We're essential workers. The price of admission is like nothing. This is the least expensive. This is the least amount of money I've ever really spent, other than I'll tell you about something that we just did. But man, we're making money and not spending much. This is an unbelievable time there, right? We're able to get focused because the minute we get unfocused, we're really, our health is somewhat at risk. We got to be aware, right? Florida, a lot of you guys are in Florida. You're just getting ready to experience, you know, what we've experienced in Pennsylvania and New York. It's been, you know, we've been in lockdown mode, you know, and lockdown mode normally is bad for us, as bad as COVID-19 is, and it's terrible for us right now. It's opportunity. I mean, we're in a very unique position to, really help people. You think about 40 million people out of work, massive amount of college grads that were supposed to have jobs that don't. People actually thinking about their mortality and the well-being of their family because people are dying as a result of COVID-19. The company just keeps delivering. I mean, I don't know, $74 IBA and then $300 one-by-one bonuses. I mean, that they're funding. The company is taking money out of their profits to fund that. That's not in their budgets to do that, but they understand what it takes to deliver when people need you to deliver. Our company will deliver for us like nothing I've ever seen. Are they human? Hardly not. I mean, they just keep coming through. I just don't see them make many mistakes. Glenn is too on his game for those of us that are willing to go for it. Your hierarchy is having unprecedented success right now. Edgar, I'm so proud of you to see Edgar, what you're doing, and your recruiting numbers are just all of the whole Ortiz hierarchy. Your recruiting numbers. I'm so excited for you guys. And, I can't wait to get back to Tampa Bay Leadership School because the competition is going to be crazy. I can't believe you guys waited to do all this and dominate when we're not in a meeting. I mean, you guys have worked so hard, and now you could be making all the noise, stirring everything up, taking all the awards, and there's no meeting. I don't get it. Why'd you guys wait? But you'll be ready when we get back, right? I can't wait. And then a lot of you have been plugging into the Get Bigger, Go Home stuff. I see a bunch of you showing up in Winston-Salem, or the Ortizes were out in Colorado. I hope we're able to get back there this year. So you guys are like us. You guys hang around recruiters. You think you want to, you guys are so good fundamentally, yet you're recruiters. And our hierarchies are very, very similar. A lot of what I teach and what I've learned, you guys obviously take, and we all share with each other. But you're like me. I do whatever I've got to do to put myself in an environment to get my head right. And my head right is about recruiting. So I'm most proud of our through second numbers are pretty crazy. Like right now we're at almost 600,000 in premium and 600 recruits through second generation. And so that's where all the big money's being made, is really at base and first. And if you've got good seconds, and I've got two right now, we've got two people that are skyrocketing to SNSD. We got Hubert Lejeune going to SNSD. He's at about, I think he's at 80 grand this month in income. And Anthony Hines will probably hit over 90 grand in income this month. He's headed to SNSD. So we've got, two first generation near-term SNSD. I don't know about if you guys know this, but there is another bonus. There's another bonus. It's called the Hector Lamarck bonus, because when they invented it, he was the only one getting it. And it's if you have two direct SNSD that are qualified, they give you a 5% bonus on your second generation RVPs. So, you lose out on some bonuses and they make it up with another bonus. The company's unbelievable. And so we're just trying to take, guys, we're just doing what we got to do to take advantage of the moment. What I want to share with you this morning, some of the mindset stuff and the fundamentals that I think about all the time. And so I'm gonna go through that with you. But Patty and I just it was really interesting. Zach, our son, I don't know if Ed and Ortiz, if your kids do this, but my son is always looking for new ways to spend his inheritance. Okay. And, they're always got these great ideas about where we should live and where, what we should drive. And they're right. They hit us with Dad, you got to live the dream. The millennials want to see that it's worth it, and unfortunately we've saved a lot of money. And during COVID, I think we upped our income. We made 151 last month. We're at 141 this month. I mean, this is crazy. And we're really tracking to 1.5 million or 1.6 million. I'm on it. I'm not resting. I know when to work. There are certain times, if you work, you get way more done than when other times. Some people choose to work when there's no momentum. I choose to work when there's momentum. When all the cards are in our favor, when everything's tilted on, then that's when you give it 24/7 or 25/8, You don't let up when it's good. Now, maybe you take And not, I'm one of those guys, I go 90 days, then I'll take a little break when I'm on it. Now, when I'm not on it, I golf and goof off and play tournaments and go vacation and do all that when I'm not on it. I know, I'm very clear I'm not. I don't like pretend. Some of you, I'm really a little concerned for, because you say you're on it, and then the deserving jar, there's no papers in the deserving jar. I mean, I love that you guys are doing the deserving jar. I'm so glad I was on early. I got to learn some things about team attendance. I learned that little trick from you guys today, how you report your goals. I love that. There's nothing like Miguel Illich's deserving jar presentation. The YouTube clip is like worth every new recruit seeing. It's unbelievable system and formula. We're on the same one. It's the easiest thing I've ever seen. But guys, what I want to really work with you on today is like some basic stuff that's really critical. And so I'm going to use a little presentation with you and really kind of dig in. I call this one the simple system. Let me share my screen with you guys. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right. So, and by the way, this is like not a fast start school, so I'm not going to hit big details with you guys, but I just want to, I want you guys to be thinking about, some of the things that are really, really important to me. Okay. And what we focus on. Simple systems are the key. I'm a systems guy. I like to really look at everything and take every piece of the puzzle, right? The Primerica puzzle, it's like a sport. I like to take each piece and evaluate, do I have my act together there? Like, am I on my game there? Or if I'm not, how do I fix it, right? And I'm just doing that constantly. I mean, I'm just always looking for like what's missing. And I always felt like a leadership isn't about tenure. It's not about title. Leadership is about finding what's missing and filling the void. So you could be a leader from the minute you walk in here, right? And you could be brand new and go, okay, the void is a new person hasn't double digited in the first 15 days, their first 15 days in a long time. I don't know if that's true or not. Probably with Edouard's numbers, it's happened, but there's some record on how fast somebody double digited. And so you could be brand new and go, you know what, I'm breaking that. I'll get known for that. I'll just let me arrive here on this Primerica scene. I don't even know what I'm doing, which is really good because all I could do is recruit because I don't even know how to do insurance and investments. So I'm not distracted with that. Let me recruit like crazy. Let my coaches do all the work with the people, right? Let me watch and learn. Let me see every question everybody's ever going to ask. Let me take massive action because what else am I going to do? If this doesn't work, at least I'll go back to doing what I was doing. I mean, what if this works? It's working for thousands and thousands of people. And you guys in your hierarchy have massive evidence of it. It's not like, you, Ed and Yvonne are skyrocketing to $1 million. I don't know what the predicted date is, but you guys are pretty serious about that. All right. Just meeting as a hierarchy like you are right now and doing fundamentals. Most hierarchies aren't doing that. Most people have already broken off and are doing their own thing, trying to run their own show. We're much stronger together as a unit, aligned, competing, having fun, getting better than we are separate. Competition's everything. Putting yourself in an environment where you're getting your butt kicked, that's how you grow and win. A lot of people, they get, their egos get in the way. They start to get their butt kicked and they want to pull away and do their own thing. Try that for a while, see how it works. What works is togetherness, unity, alignment, and communication. When things are a little messed up, which every hierarchy, I went through some amazing challenges. My best guys right now, like my 2 SNSD, actually everybody I've got that's over $500,000 in earnings, that's the Deals, that's the Lejeunes and the Heinzes, we've had difficult times with in the past. Pat and I, you're not, this is like a marriage, you go through good and bad times. It's how do you communicate? How do you work through it, right? And so we've been there. Every growing team has that. You don't avoid that. But at some point, you get really, really good at communicating. At some point, you get really, really good at like whatever the elephant in the room is you bring it up and you deal with it, right? You don't let stuff fester. And you get on, you really get on your game in communication and in vulnerability and authenticity and really just being real. That's all anybody wants to know is that they're dealing with somebody who's real, that, has flaws. We all make mistakes. But you're willing to apologize and get up and go do it again, right? And prove to people that you care by your example and by you're there for them. So the simple systems to me if you've got like the overall recruiting mentality and some simple systems, you can't lose. So let's look at what a few of these are that we work on. One is our recognition is very streamlined and simple. I learned this really from Larry Weidel. The more complicated the recognition, the more complex you've got it, the less traction takes place. So we're really like looking at licensing, sprint to district, bonus winners, and RPMs weekly. So I think our company, I think every team that I know that's growing right now, sprint to district or racing to district or fast tracking to district, whatever the guidelines are, doesn't matter. The people that really focus on their people's promotions and bonuses and licenses are the ones who win the biggest. You can put large numbers of people into the system. That's recruiting and prospecting, interviews, closing IBAs. That's important, but nothing's as important as what happens once they put their IBA in. And some people that don't grow, and I know this, if you're not growing, I promise you, you can look right there, and there's where the problem is. The IBA comes in, and not a lot happens after. Those of you that are growing, you're masters at making that happen. I'm sorry, is that loud, the background noise? Our housekeeper's here. Sorry, rich people problems. Housekeeper's making noise.
You're good, John. Keep going.
Bad joke. So simple system, right? Licenses, sprint to district, company bonus, and then RPM, recruits premium money. So Larry taught me that recruits premium, that our recognition weekly has to be on recruits and premium and money. The money covers all the securities people. So I don't do any securities recognition. They get recognized with money. I recognize securities people when they do. We look at who's doing the most Roth IRAs right now. Guys, we got till July 15th to do the Roth IRAs. This is like a chance for some of you who are looking for a prospecting method. Open with Roth IRA, close with who do you know who wants to make some money. Open with Roth IRA, close with who needs protection, who needs more insurance. Open with Roth IRA, who needs to make $1,000 to $2,000 a month, who wants to make $100,000, who wants to have an anywhere business that's exploding. You can open your conversation with a logical reason you're calling and shift it over to recruiting in a second. So we do that. The second thing that our whole business revolves around is the 4-point game plan. And I haven't changed this probably in a decade. I think the reason we're growing the way we're growing is we found some simple systems, and then we hammered them over and over and over and over and over and over. That's all I'm giving you to the guys today. Those of you that have been around, you're going, well, this is the same stuff he teaches when he's at the Fast Start School. This is all I teach. It's those of us that get creative that cause problems for ourselves. This business is like a winning Super Bowl playbook. You're the coach of a Super Bowl team. You got the playbook that got you there. And why not master the playbook with different people, right? Why not teach the playbook to more people? The winning formula is the winning formula. When you find things that work, keep doing them. Don't get bored. Don't try to invent new ways to keep old people excited. It's not your job. Your job is to find a way to teach the new people the same stuff that works. I don't focus on people that don't do the job. I just don't. I continue to provoke and badger them. Well, when are you going to wake up? Understand if it's not now. If it's not now, when, right? If it's not who. If it's not you, who? Like this is when people are like changing their lives right now with the situation we're in, right? So 4-point game plan, recruiting's the total focus. Number 1 focus. It's where the light is, right? Number 2, everybody goes through the overview, the money and business seminar, or the op meeting. We've got our op meeting, though, we do a weekly meeting. I do 1 live op meeting a week, but my people do meetings every day in our base. I have a video we created so that our guys could send that out. Man, the first month of COVID, I was worn out, man. I was doing op meetings like every day. It was good to start, but what's the goal? The goal is to teach other people to do it without you, to be effective without you, and then to rally people into the big event to gain confirmation, right? Like this could be considered a big event. This like if you had a brand new person on today, They know they're new. They know they don't know yet. They know they're not expected to perform, but we're giving them the fundamentals just like they were here for 20 years. Because the great news in Primerica is whether you're here a day or you're here for 40 years almost like I am. I'll be 40 years in August. It's the same stuff. I'm doing what I did when I was 23 pretty much, just with more people. It's not rocket science, right? It's find the formula. Art Williams developed a system. Number 3, everybody runs an FNA. Right, I don't know whether you run FNAs in your hierarchy. We run a lot of mobile FNAs. We run a lot of full FNAs. We have a lot of people run quick quotes. We have a lot of people run financial calculators. Doesn't matter what it's called. It's called make sure somebody knows what their income protection number is, and make sure somebody knows what their financial independence number is. Find out what their budget is to take care of those 2 things. Implement, right? Whether you call it a wealth builder plan. I don't know your systems, but I could tell you. It's an idea of I need to save X number of dollars to accumulate $1 million. If I save this much, I'll accumulate $500,000. If I save this much, I'll accumulate $1 million in the next 10 years. What do those numbers look like? What are our people talking about, right? FNA, everybody runs one. The other reason you run FNAs is that's where your recruiters get paid. Your recruiters get paid. As you guys know, I'm sure you're the same as us, in our hierarchy anyway. That when you recruit somebody, you are the person who writes their life business. This way Art Williams taught me early on, all right? And it's just kind of, I've always just stuck with that. And so the recruiter gets to write the business of the new person. Now, if you're a trainee, then your trainer writes that business, but you get your bonus credits. The bonuses make up for that, right? So if you've got a new person who's recruiting a lot of direct with, you're the trainer, you're getting able to write all that. They're getting all the bonus money. It's win, 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 win. So, and by the way, no, we do not, we're in our hierarchy, we are our QBI, like my pay shop QBI is absurd. It's like 89% or something with 200 cases. We don't have a big base. Last month we promoted Zach to RVP. So we got up to almost 50 grand. Zach went RVP. So we're really excited about that. Zach and Fran. Our son and daughter-in-law are RVPs now. Base dropped down. We'll build it back up. Hey, that's how it goes. But we have great QBI, man. We watch our business. Every client gets a phone call. Well, we have some people that have earned the right that they don't need that. But most of our guys, even if they don't need a call, they want the call going in just to double check. That's how we really are training our new people. Great tip for you guys. Is you can learn so much about your new people's skill set in the area of insurance and investing and underwriting and field underwriting and writing good quality business and making recommendations on what the right face amount is, making sure the premiums are affordable, make sure, right? You could do that with a good office manager who calls those clients. And so that's been a big shift for us. And our QBI through first generation, I think is 78% through first, 73% hierarchy. So we've really upped it. I think everybody's QBI is pretty good right now. But so new recruits don't buy unless they need it, can afford it, and qualify for it. Right? That's the way I explain that. And race to district, race to the first promotion, race to a bonus. Race, go. That's the magic. Those of you who have the ability to communicate the word race, go fast, do it fast, sprint. Let's break some records. Let's do something special. Those of you that have that ability to bring a brand new person on, gain credibility with them, gain trust, right? Because every new recruit's thinking the same thing. Can I trust you? What's in it for me? Is it a good company? Do we do good things for people? They're all asking those things. So if you recruit somebody, you need to know, is this a good company? Do they do great things for people, right? Can I trust them? And what's in it for me? What are they going to do for me? How are they helping me? Are they making all the money or am I getting some out of this? Every new recruit's thinking that. Along with the question, how am I going to have my appointments? How am I going to have an unlimited market to see? Every recruit wants the answers to those things. And then ultimately they want to know, how do I have unlimited numbers of places to go? Well, the 4-point game plan creates that, because everybody you're racing the district, you got 3 more recruits to work with, right? So if you got 3 more recruits that you're taking through the 4-point game plan, You got them going throughout meetings. You got them running FNAs. You got them becoming clients. You got them racing to district, them racing to bonuses. The 4-point game plan is what causes that continuum, right? Simple system. Couple more things with you guys real quick. I think we need to accept the fact that our people, regardless of the world of texting, it would be good to be good. It would be good to have skills on the phone. And we don't know whether our people are good on the phone until we hear them on the phone. Now, the new recruit is the most critical person that needs to be good on the phone. Yet, when I look at what works and what doesn't work is new recruits booking appointments without you listening, without you watching, without you knowing what's going on. They're ruining their market and your market simultaneously. That doesn't make any sense to me. So we've got to teach our people how to make appointments. The more people that you have that are good on the phone, the more appointments you will have, the more appointment setters you have, the more marketing you've got, the more prospecting you've got, the more activity you've got, the more appointments you've got, the more everything you've got. But we've got to make sure our people are good. Can they recruit the warm market, right? The phone script of recruiting the warm market. The phone script of, hey, I'm getting trained. You know, I need to witness some training presentations. The phone script of, I was told that you were a really ambitious, hardworking person. I'd love to meet you. Steam script, right? The client referral script, the script that once you get a client and gives you referrals, can you call referrals? You know, a lot of people in Primerica are really good at recruiting in a warm market. They're really good at, hey, I need help with my training. Will you help me? They're really good at Steam, but they're not very good at calling client referrals. They don't like client referrals. They don't use them. And guys, once you get really good at working the 4-point game plan, you won't need client referrals. You won't need client referrals. You is the keyword. You won't need them. Doesn't mean your team won't need them. Your team will need them. Your brand new licensed agent who's seen some training appointments needs to become a really good soloist before they become a field trainer. And so where do they become a good soloist? Working the referrals. We're not letting them work with the new recruits yet. They haven't even proven they know what they're doing. So we got to make sure a brand new a soloist, they're going to learn, that we want them learning in a referral market. We want them learning in the hardest market. Then we'll turn over the easy Primerica to them working with new recruits in the warm markets, and they let it rip. If somebody can make a presentation and close business and get referrals as an insurance or investment person, those skills are priceless. Those skills now, you go into easy, fun Primerica, recruiting and field training Primerica, recruiting and racing people to district Primerica, and you got skills. Man, those people will book your appointment for you all day long. See, skills are what you have. See, if you want easy, fun Primerica, you earn it. You earn it. It sounds something like, man, you got to meet this guy, Jason Ortiz. I can't wait for you to meet this guy I'm working with who's helping me, man. He's saving my, wait till you meet this guy. Listen, we're going to meet at 7. Don't be late, man. Don't embarrass me. Right? And Jason just shows up, like already been built up, on time. People are dressed and fed, ready to go. Why? The recruit bragged on you. Why did they brag on you? You earned respect from them because of your actions. They saw you in action. And they said, holy crap, if I keep putting him in front or her in front of people for me, if I keep doing that, I'm going to have like an army by the time I get my license. I'm going to be trained. I'm going to be ready to be a division or regional. Man, I will have seen everything. Man, I'm going to have a bunch of people wanting to go district. I'm going RVP. If I go on 30 appointments in 30 days with that guy or gal, holy crap. Wouldn't you want everybody on your team thinking that all day? How can I book you out? Some of you are so busy making phone calls, you don't have any time to work the fun business. Spend time with your people. Spend time on your skills. Spend time on the subject of trustworthiness and integrity and value and serving and real, right? Man, you guys work on that stuff. Fun Primerica shows up. People brag on you. They can't wait to tell people about you, right? All right, simple system. Last piece, right? What kind of last piece for today? Simple system. You got to master these presentations. You got to master kitchen table. You got to master your interview. You got to master your overview. Now, for me, it's really easy because our overview is a little shorter version is our kitchen table, and a little shorter version is our interview. So they're all the same. An overview is an interview and a kitchen table if you do it right. Just a little longer. But you got to master that. You got to master. Mastery means mastery. Mastery means if you've got a favorite song, you listen to it 100 times, you know all the words, just switch that out, put presentation in there, and listen to it all the time and master all the words. Master the success cycle. Understand our cycle. I don't have time to go into it today, but know that there are different pieces of the business. There's the op meeting. There's the fast start, the orientation. There's the kitchen table. There's the F&A. There's the licensing piece, right? There's the referrals, client referrals. There's recruit referrals. These are the different pieces of the cycle, the success cycle that we need more and more trained assassins who are good at this. We right now have a team, April and Rufus Taylor. You'll be watching their names. They are here 24 months in August, so their 23rd month. Made 51 grand last month, all insurance, by the way. They did 5 directs and 44,000 in premium herself last month. They did 129 recruits and 85,000 in premium. They've been in RVP 4 months. Their daughter just went RVP. They wanted to go RVP. They actually gave up their daughter as a replacement. They're working on getting her back. They've got to replace her out. But their daughter went to RVP doing 50-50 last month. Made 20 grand as a regional. Her name is Apris Walker. What's this? Where did these people come from? Okay, well, they had skills before they got here, and then they applied the principles I'm sharing with you. This is all we talk about. Self-tests, right? Know and understand your weak. Be willing to look at your weakness. Don't spend too much time on it, but be aware of your weaknesses with analysis. I'll kind of go through that when we close. And then producer, reproducer. That's the last kind of real piece that I want to talk to you about today is, are you a producer or are you a reproducer? And to be a producer is phenomenal. That means you've gotten through the large numbers. You know, it takes 10 recruits to get 2 licensed, 20, you know, we have the 20% do something. So if you had 100 people and 20 got licensed, you really have 4 or 5 that are actually doing stuff regular. Those are the numbers. You might beat those with great fundamentals, but those are the basic numbers. And then the real question is, once they become producers, have they developed somebody else who could produce without them? That's a reproducer. See, a reproducer has reproduced themselves, meaning I'm a producer. I brought somebody in, and on my own, not my RVP, not my manager, I am a reproducer, meaning I brought them in. I plugged them into the system. I taught them how to plug into all the events to get the information. I taught them how to get licensed, and I got them field trained. I raced them to district. I got them learning the presentation. I taught them how to close. I taught them how to get referrals. I taught them how to get policies issued, do the follow. I taught them to be a producer. I produced the producer. Now they're producing on their own. I override them. That's called a reproducer. And really, if I went one more step, are you a reproducer of a reproducer? Like, have you produced somebody who's produced somebody on their own? See, that's the ultimate. Once you've got a unit where you've trained and developed somebody who could produce on their own, that's step one. Great, 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 great. Next step, they could produce somebody who could produce on their own. Now they're a reproducer. Now you really got something. But the whole deal is, does their producer become a reproducer? Does the reproducer, have they reproduced themselves with a reproducer? Because once you have somebody who knows how to develop somebody who can develop somebody, the geometric growth starts. That's where your income can't be stopped as long as you keep doing the right things. And you keep adding directs, and you keep on a system of, first we get you through the system. We're going to race you to district. We're going to get you a bonus. We're going to get you a great start. We're all focused on that. Most won't do it, but the ones that do. And then we're going to get you to be a producer. And we're going to get you to be a reproducer. Then I'm going to actually go one step further. Now you're securities licensed, and you've produced somebody who can produce on their own with their securities license. and you produce somebody who's trained somebody to produce on their own with their securities license. So a real reproducer with a reproducer did it in insurance and investments. Now, once you've got that, man, you got a rocket ship, right? And so what are we reproducing kind of as I close? Just the 9 basics, you know? And if you grade yourself on prospecting and appointment setting and your kitchen table presentation and your product knowledge and your ability to overcome objections and close, these are the basics, right? Number 6, getting and using referrals is one I added in there. Hector's got 7. We built our whole business on those 7 plus 2, getting and using referrals. Hector doesn't talk about that because the best referrals in new recruits market. I get that. But what are we doing to develop soloists who can make money part-time before they actually become the field trainers, right? Recruiting from the kitchen table, getting the new recruits started fast, being able to do an orientation, and then rallying to events, tracking team attendance, and growing team attendance. If you focus and you look at your skills here, it's the simple system that we've used to build our business. So, guys, I hope that helps you. That's the stuff that I go over and over and over and over and over. Don't really change much to that. I hope that's helpful. I'll stay around for any questions that you guys got, but hope that helps.
John, thank you so much. That definitely helped out tremendously, especially when you were talking about, a producer who produces, a reproducer who can produce another reproducer. I mean, that's when you think about that in the multiples, it really starts to blow your mind. I got a question for you on at what point through this, these fundamentals that you're looking at right here, do you train on teaching the fast start, teaching people? There you go, right there on number 8, getting a new recruit started fast. Is that where you teach like the orientation to people as well?
So here's what's happening, quite honestly. I think that number 8 is really number 1. Okay. So I like number 1 meaning the single most important skill to develop in all of Primerica. If you can get people taking you to their market, then you figured it out. And if you can't, you can't. And you're either good at it or you aren't. You either take pride in your skills of doing that or not. And so, I really think that it's critical that you learn all this. So I teach these things like my trainings. I'm just going through these things. But right now, I would say we've got everybody who's really good at the startup at the orientation. We're picking their brains right now. We're like April and Rufus. Their attitude is, we don't wait till orientation to recruit somebody for you. We're not waiting on any orientation. We're going to recruit someone for you like now. Like, who do you know? Who's the one person you want in business with you? Call them. Let's go. Like now. We'll do the orientation later. Actually, we'll do your orientation with 5 people and you in your orientation with your team. That's how we'll do your orientation. That's their attitude. So, I think that every one of these has to be taught. And this is great Saturday training. This is great for your morning trainings here. This is like great to delegate out to different people that you watch them train on this. And then, hey, I'm training tonight on fundamental 2. And then you watch them. And that's a lot of times how you can develop your leaders. You get to watch how they communicate and how they prepare. Hey, I want you to prepare appointment setting PowerPoint and you're on tonight. You got 20 minutes. Man, you delegate that out to your VPs or your upcoming regionals or divisions, so now you're able, okay, you're doing term insurance. You're doing tonight, you're training on how our custom advantage is different from our term now and how to build a plan, how to recommend an insurance proposal. And you get to watch how they do it. So a lot of times you could delegate this out, get somebody ready, prepare them for their training. And maybe you got to get with them and say, look, here's what we're going to do. I want you to get ready for it before the training tonight. You and we're going to get on for like an hour before. I'm going to review it all with you. I'm going to practice it all with you. By the time you do training, you're going to kill it, dude. I'm going to get you completely ready. And now you take each piece of the business and you start delegating that out to different people to do. But until you've got the people, you got to do it all.
Right.
Now, I'll go through periods in my base where I have to teach all that because I don't have anybody who could do it worth a crap. Well, why? Well, I got to look in the mirror. If I don't have anybody who could do it worth a crap, that's on me, right? So I got to do it all until I develop somebody who can do it. You know, I'm not going to be mad at people, at average and ordinary people for staying average and ordinary. That's why they're called average and ordinary. I'm not expecting miracles from most people.
No.
Right? I'm expecting most people to, you know, Bob Safford. I want to read you guys something about that I got from Bob Safford recently. This is really cool. I could send this to you. This is Bob Safford. He wrote this thing on recruiting in 1965, right? Here, wait, let me just, man, there's so much, so good. Like, this is what he said. He said, I set out on a voyage of discovery. This is him talking about wanting to be successful in the recruiting and training business, right? Carried me through biographies and autobiographies and all sorts of dissertations of success and the lives of successful people until I finally reached a point at which I realized that the secret I was trying to discover not lay in what people did, but in what made them do it. Right? Winners always seem to have a reason they're winning. They got a big why. It's very clear to them, right? I love that. He also says success is most easily achieved by finding an expert in what you want to do and then doing exactly what they tell you. When things are going wrong, don't question the system, don't question the company, don't question the manager, question yourself, right? And then the last thing, in a book called The Common Denominator of Success, written by Arthur Gray, he said, we've got to realize right from the start, that success is something which is achieved by the minority of people and is therefore unnatural. Success is achieved by the minority. That's why it's unnatural. If it was natural, everybody'd be successful. We wouldn't even be able to label it success. It would just be average. So when you rise above the masses, it's because you were supposed to. It's achieved by the few. And the few that achieve it work harder than everybody at on their basics, on the fundamentals. So that's a long answer, but I hope that helps.
No, that definitely helped out for sure. Thank you so much, Coach Lavin. We really appreciate you. I mean, that was incredible. I appreciate you taking the time to be with us on this call this morning. Thank you, sir.
Well, I get the favor returned. There's a lot of skills. You've got a lot of talented people on that team. I figured I gave one. I'm going to have about 4 or 5 speakers out of this. I got the better deal. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm really, really proud of you guys. You guys are really one of the fastest growing hierarchies in the company. You should take pride in that. You should really take pride in helping Yvonne, Ed and Yvonne move to the $1 million status. I know you do. I know they've got, their greatest cheerleaders, their family. They're cheering them on and helping them get it done. But the rest of you should all take that on. Start making that a top priority. And what you're going to find is that all of your team is going to start preaching about helping you get to 100 grand, helping you get to 200 grand, helping you get to $500,000. It's amazing when you put the light on somebody else and you become really the visionary for someone else's success, and you make statements of, I'm going to be the most valuable part of the team that gets them to $1 million. I'm going to do the biggest numbers. And when they go to $1 million, I'm going to be the one responsible. I'm going to take it all on me and our team to make it really. If all of you started competing and preaching that, man, imagine how fast it would happen. All right. You guys are very, very worthy and deserving, and I'm sure it's going to happen quick. So I'm excited for you guys. Okay.
Thanks, Coach. We really appreciate it. With that being said, do we have our coach on the line? Do you want to address the team real quick, Coach?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I got 1 second here. Let me just, there it is. John, thank you so much, man. Truly, truly appreciate that. I got the queen with me, man. And every time you talk to us, man, you always take us to the next level, man. And we're so thankful for that. I mean, I take a look at this, and one of the things that you were saying about the reproducer, man, you are truly a reproducer. Not only are you a senior national sales director, but promoted another senior national sales director, and now you're in the process of promoting 2 more, man. You are the man. That is so impressive, and we're just following your lead, and anything that you give us, like today, man, we accept that, so humble for you being talking to us and all that and taking our business to the next level. We just want to thank you from the bottom of our heart. And I remember when we were in those times that you and Dick Walker sat down with Yvonne and I. And those days, we remember that that made a true impact as far as not only business-wise, but learning the type of person that you are, so genuine and so caring that, to us, you're family, man. You're truly family to us. So
well, that's how I feel.
No question about it. And I just know that Yvonne.
Thank you so much. You guys really are family. I love you guys. Really are.
You got it.
One thing I know is that your kids will take this presentation and make it better. You guys just send it back to me, fix it. Just add your flavor to it. Send it back to me. I'll send you this PowerPoint. All right, and then I know that you guys will just tease it up.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys. We really appreciate it, man. That was amazing.